and welcome back to another episode of AI Theater. I'm here with my co-host,
Brian.
Patrick.
and I'm Emily, and we have 3 new scripts, all Thanksgiving themed because Thanksgiving is coming up. As of the taping right now, it's November 1st, but we're just really excited to celebrate Thanksgiving, so we're starting early. We'll get right into it. We're going to start with my script called A Tofurkey Thanksgiving Extended Edition. So boring. I hope it's a lot better than the title. Everybody knows the characters they're playing. I'll be playing the mom, the daughter, and the grandma.
I am the dad, son, and Officer Smith.
And then Patrick, you are...
I'm the Tofurkey and SWAT team member.
Where is this going?
And I will also read stage directions. All right, setting. A cozy dining room, beautifully decorated for Thanksgiving. A large dining table set with vegan dishes and a platter of tofu in the center. The family, Linda, Mike, Sarah, Tom, and Edna, sit around the table, anxiously awaiting the Thanksgiving meal. The tofu platter is at the center. Linda. All right, family. It's time to try something new this year. We've prepared a vegan feast, and I hope you all love it. Sarah. I can't wait to try this tofurkey, Mom. It looks delicious.
Tom, yeah, but isn't tofurkey just tofu shaped like a turkey? How can it replace a real turkey?
As Linda lifts the lid from the tofu platter, a sudden magical glow surrounds the tofu, and it comes to life as tofu.
Greetings, dear humans. I am the Tofurkey, your vegan alternative to turkey.
Oh my, what's happening? The tofu is talking.
Indeed, dear Grandma. I have been awakened to share with you the wisdom of the ages, beginning with the principles of Stoicism.
The family is stunned as Tofu begins to lecture them on Stoicism, delving into deep philosophical issues. Sarah, this is not what I expected from a tofu turkey.
Mom, Dad, did you have any idea this would happen? Mike, not at all. We thought it would just be a regular vegan dinner.
Tofu? Can I be turned into tofu too? I want to learn all the things.
Alas, dear Edna, humans and tofu are not interchangeable. But I can certainly share knowledge and encourage your philosophical journey.
As the family continues to listen to Tofu's lecture, a conflict brews within the household.
Philosophy.
Sarah and Tom, while curious about the philosophy, begin to question the choice of having tofurkey for Thanksgiving. Sarah, Mom and Dad didn't even ask us if we were okay with having tofurkey instead of a traditional turkey.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can relate to a talking tofu.
Outside, a thunderstorm begins and the lights flicker. The atmosphere grows tense as the power goes out.
Mike, great. A power outage on Thanksgiving. I hope the food wasn't ruined.
Linda, we should have stuck to a traditional turkey. At least that wouldn't have come back to life and given us a lecture.
Oh dear, what if we're cursed because of that talking tofu?
Just then, a loud crash is heard as the front door bursts open. A SWAT team enters, led by Officer Smith.
Freeze! This is the place. We've tracked the criminal here.
Linda, what? You've got the wrong house. We're just having a peaceful Thanksgiving dinner. The SWAT team looks confused.
Tom, this can't be happening on Thanksgiving. Officer Smith, wait a minute. Folks, my apologies. It seems we've made a mistake. We were chasing a criminal and got the address mixed up.
Oh, my goodness.
Officer Smith smiles. Well, seeing as we're here and it's Thanksgiving, would you mind if we joined you for dinner?
Sarah, of course, Officer Smith. You're welcome to stay. The family, SWAT team, and Tofurkey all sit down at the table, and the room is filled with laughter and warmth.
Oh, Tofurkey, will you share your stoic wisdom with our new friends too?
Indeed, dear Edna. Let us share a Thanksgiving meal filled with knowledge, understanding, and gratitude.
As they enjoy the sentient Tofurkey and engage in deep philosophical discussions.
Oh, God! That's not very stoic of me.
The bonds between the family, SWAT team, and Tofurkey grow stronger, making this a truly unique and memorable Thanksgiving. The storm outside intensifies, but inside, the atmosphere is warm, filled with laughter, philosophical debates, and newfound friendships. turning this Thanksgiving into a cherished memory. End scene.
Wow, that was wonderful. That was something.
That was wow, something.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, moving on now to Brian's script.
All right, this one's called Turkey's Thanksgiving. We have Mr. Smith. I am playing Mr. Smith.
Another Smith
Yeah.
from
It's,
Officer Smith from my script. And,
yeah, it's
John Smith, the Pilgrim. It's a theme.
Oh,
every-
I wonder.
Colonizer, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, maybe
Maybe.
that's
All right,
right.
everyone's.
I don't know.
All right, so I'm Mr. Smith
Mrs. Smith
and Officer.
to Officer 2.
Officer 2.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you're Officer. Oh, I'll be Officer 1 then.
Okay, sure.
And Tom the Turkey.
And Tom the Turkey. Setting. The Smiths family cozy dining room is beautifully decorated for Thanksgiving dinner. A table is set with a delicious feast and it's in the center. Surrounded by chairs, dim candle lights fill the room. Mr. and Mrs. Smith sit at the table, ready to enjoy their Thanksgiving dinner. Mr. Smith carves the turkey while Mrs. Smith waits eagerly. Honey, the turkey looks perfect this year.
I can't wait to taste it. It's the centerpiece of our Thanksgiving tradition.
As they start to eat, Tom the turkey appears outside the dining room window, peering within with a sinister glare and camo paint on his face.
They think they can celebrate this day without consequences. They didn't care about my family. Why should I care about theirs?
Tom the turkey enters through an open window and stealthily moves to create disturbances in the room, flickering the lights and causing a cold breeze.
Oh, did you feel that chill, dear?
Yeah, it's strange. Maybe a window is open. Tom the turkey silently approaches the dining room, ready to strike. He slams the dining room door shut from the outside, startling Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What was that?
I'll check it out. Stay here. Tom the turkey, hidden in the shadows, continues to create havoc, knocking over dishes and rattling the room.
Oh, what's happening, dear? This is like a nightmare.
Tom the turkey reveals himself with a sinister grin.
Nightmares can come true, you know.
A talking turkey?
I'm not just any turkey. I'm Tom, and I've come for revenge.
Revenge? What have we done?
Tom the turkey, without a word, expertly disarms Mr. and Mrs. Smith with swift, precise movements.
You didn't care about my family when you feasted on them for Thanksgiving. Now it's your turn to feel the fear.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith are paralyzed with fear as Tom the turkey advances toward them, his training evident in his every move. We can make amends. We'll never eat turkey again. Just spare us. Tom the turkey continues to torment them, reveling in their fear. As the room descends into chaos, Tom the turkey suddenly vanishes into thin air, leaving Mr. and Mrs. Smith bewildered.
Where did he go?
I don't know, but we need to do something before he comes back. They both exchange worried glances and realize their best option. We need to call the police. This is beyond us. Mr. Smith grabs his phone and quickly dials 911. As Mr. Smith dials 911, sirens can be heard approaching in the distance. Moments later, two police officers, Officer 1 and Officer 2, arrive at the house.
Stay in the car, Officer 2. I'll check it out first.
Officer 1 cautiously approaches the Smith's front door while Officer 2 stays in the patrol. Inside the dining room, Mr. and Mrs. Smith hear the police sirens approaching. Help is here. They'll deal with that turkey. Outside, Officer 1 reaches the front door and tries to communicate with dispatch.
Dispatch, this is Officer 1. We're at the Smith residence. We need back...
Before Officer 1 can complete his sentence, Tom the turkey, like a ghost, silently disarms him and cuts off the communication device.
What the...
Tom the turkey disappears into the shadows, leaving Officer 1 bewildered. Officer 2, growing concerned about Officer 1's radio silence, exits the patrol car, approaches the front of the house.
Officer 1, what's going on in there?
Officer 2 sees Officer 1 standing near the front door, immobilized. He begins to panic.
Are you okay?
Tom the turkey emerges from the darkness. With his Navy SEAL skills, swiftly disarms Officer 2.
You don't need these, officer.
Officer 2 is left defenseless, his weapon taken.
Who are you? What do you want?
Tom the turkey, instead of harming them, shows a moment of unexpected mercy.
You two, you're vegan, right?
Oh, yes, we are. But why?
Because I can respect that. You won't understand my pain, but I'll spare you this time.
With a hauntingly quiet presence, Tom the Turkey ties the officers up, knowing they are powerless to protect the Smith family.
What are you going to do?
After duct taping their mouths, Tom the Turkey simply vanishes into the night, leaving the two officers in shock. Back in the dining room, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, unaware of the encounter outside, continue to wait for help. It's taking them so long. What's happening out there? Tom the Turkey, now outside, looks back at the house, a sinister glint in his eye. Inside the dining room, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are in a state of panic as the power goes out.
Oh, what's happening, dear? Oh, we need to barricade the doors.
Tom the Turkey, lurking outside the window, watches as they try to bolt the doors. I hope the police get here soon. Tom the Turkey, with his Navy SEAL training, moves stealthily around the house, cutting off any means of escape.
Something's not right. I don't hear the sirens anymore.
Tom the Turkey disappears into the shadows once again. As Mr. and Mrs. Smith huddle together, they hear faint footsteps and voices outside. Did you hear that? Tom the Turkey, now back outside, cuts off any communication with the family and the outside world.
Oh, I can't call for help. Our phones are dead.
Tom the Turkey returns, this time accompanied by a group of Navy SEAL turkeys surrounding the house. What do they want? Tom the Turkey, in a commanding voice, addresses the frightened family.
You humans have feasted on our kind for too long, showing no mercy. Now it's time for you to make amends.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, realizing the severity of their situation, desperately plead with the Navy SEAL turkeys. Please, we'll promise to never eat turkey again. We'll change our Thanksgiving to tradition, to pork, beef, or chicken. Anything you want.
We'll do whatever it takes to make it right.
Tom the Turkey and the Navy SEAL turkeys exchange knowing glances. And the Navy SEAL pig stands nearby, silently observing. Mr. and Mrs. Smith look where Tom the Turkey is pointing, and their eyes widen in astonishment as they see a Navy SEAL pig, cow, and chicken. The room falls silent as the family realizes the gravity of the situation and the weight of their actions.
Oh, the end. The the fact that it kept going like Tom with his Navy SEAL training.
Yeah.
It didn't go into any details.
He's really
just
drawing it
Navy
out. Yeah. He has no.
It's letting the action happen inside your head.
Exactly.
Just imagining.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wow, cool. Second
No.
script down. Now
Number 3.
we're moving on to Patrick.
This one is called Pilgrim, Grim Pill to Swallow.
And it is hefty.
It's a bit hefty. You
Could
might
knock
skip,
out a small child
might
with
skip
this.
the ending. If Emily, you can be Elizabeth, and there's an older turkey later who talks.
Okay.
You'll know it when you see it. And Brian, if you could be Samuel and the younger turkey. I'll do stage directions. And there's another one.
Samuel and the younger turkey, got it.
Interior. Or, that's exterior. What the hell? I did this. Interior, pristine New World forest, day. The sun peeks through the canopy of leaves, casting dappled light on the forest floor. Birds chirp in the distance. Elizabeth, dressed in simple pilgrim attire, notebook in hand, examines various plants and sketches them.
Such diverse flora. This new world is truly a wonder.
As she moves deeper into the forest, she stumbles upon a massive feather, nearly the length of her arm.
By the heavens, what bird could possibly be this large?
She gently picks up the feather, examining its unique patterns, when suddenly she notices a giant footprint embedded in the soft earth. She places her shoe next to it for comparison. The footprint is several times larger.
This is no ordinary bird.
Before she can gather her thoughts, a loud rustling echoes from the nearby bushes. Elizabeth's head snaps in the direction of the sound, her face pale.
What on earth?
The rustling grows louder, closer. Elizabeth's breath quickens.
Lord, protect me.
Just as she's about to catch a glimpse of what's causing the noise, the scene cuts to black. Exterior, New World forest, day. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy of leaves, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. Samuel cautiously makes his way through the underbrush, listening intently for signs of life. A rustling in the distance captures his attention.
Perhaps it's the natives. I should approach with caution.
Just as he takes another step, a net springs from the ground, suddenly ensnaring him. Suspended and struggling, Samuel initially fears an indigenous trap.
I come in peace. I look for our missing people. Please, release me.
As his eyes scan the surroundings, the real captors come into view. Giant turkeys with their massive plumes and beady eyes. They advance with an eerie silence, their large talons clicking softly against the ground.
No, it can't be.
One of the giant turkeys leans in, its large eyes studying Samuel with cold curiosity.
Not natives.
As the scene fades, the shadow of the giant turkeys looms ominously over the trapped Samuel. Interior, dark chamber, night. The chamber's dimly lit interior casts long, eerie shadows on the walls. Elizabeth, a biologist with keen analytical mind, sits with a desolate expression in a large cage. Samuel, with cuts and dirt on his face, is forcibly dragged into the chamber by two giant turkeys.
Samuel?
Elizabeth, they got me. As I was searching for you.
The others, they've been stuffed and eaten.
No, we were warned.
The indigenous people tried to tell us, but in our Puritan arrogance, we thought we knew better.
No!
Samuel, stay calm. Don't aggravate them.
The giant turkeys, sensing Samuel's panic, tighten their grip.
Oh Lord, our Heavenly Father, provider of harvest and sustenance. Look, I was like, I struggled with that one. Look upon us in this dire hour. We humbly ask for your protection as we face the unknown.
The giant turkeys seem momentarily curious, their enormous eyes glinting in the dim light.
Okay, it's incredible. Even in our predicament, these turkeys, they're not like anything I've ever seen. Their skeletal structure supports a body mass I previously thought impossible for avian creatures. Their legs, powerful and muscular, allow them to move with an agility that defies their size. Their plumage, thick and insulating, suggesting they've evolved for colder climates.
Elizabeth, as fascinated as I am, now might not be the best time.
Knowledge can be our weapon, Samuel. Their heightened sensitivity to sound, those enlarged tympanic membranes, maybe we can exploit that.
What do you suggest?
Distraction, then escape. If we can produce a high-pitched noise, it might disorient them.
All right. On the count of 3, scream as loud as you can, then I'll boost you to the latch. You unlock the cage, and we run.
Got it.
They scream in unison, and the giant turkeys, disoriented, recoil in pain.
Now!
He tries to boost Elizabeth. One of the recovering giant turkeys grabs Samuel and drags him away. Elizabeth, determined but heartbroken, continues her escape.
Samuel, no!
The turkey looks for her, but she's already gone. Interior, turkey preparation chamber. Night. The chamber is stark and cold, with only the echoes of drips to fill the silence. Samuel is tightly bound to a large flat table, his eyes wide with terror. Above him looms a giant turkey, a gleaming bowl of breadcrumbs beside it. Elizabeth hides behind a giant pitcher of gravy.
Samuel.
Elizabeth? I'm scared.
I know, Samuel. But remember, we've always had our faith. You can find solace in that now.
Yes. Would you lead me in prayer, Elizabeth?
Of course.
She clears her throat, trying to steady her voice.
Our Father in heaven, we come before you in our darkest hour. We know that our time on earth is but a fleeting moment in the grand tapestry of your design. We ask that you welcome Samuel with open arms, that he may find peace and rest in your eternal embrace. And may his journey be a testament to the strength of our faith and the depths of our love.
Even in the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Amen.
Amen.
A giant turkey with an ornate feather pattern signaling its higher rank approaches Samuel with a bowl of breadcrumbs. Samuel, struggling against his restraints, gazes upon the bowl with dawning horror.
No, please.
The giant turkey, with an eerie and deliberate slowness, begins to scoop the breadcrumbs. Samuel's breathing grows rapid, his eyes darting around in desperate search of an escape.
God, please.
Elizabeth looks away in disgust and horror. Samuel lets out an agonized, heart-wrenching scream that echoes through the chamber.
Oh.
No, Samuel, no!
The giant turkey, having finished its task, moves its massive head closer to Samuel. With a swift, brutal motion, it beheads him. The room falls silent, except the distant sobs of Elizabeth. Interior, turkey feasting hall, night. The hall is alive with the murmurs and gobbles of giant turkeys. In the center, Samuel is presented as the main dish, cooked to perfection. Turkey King, with a deep, rumbling voice in subtitled turkey speak.
A fine specimen, but someone has forgotten the cranberry sauce, and someone has let the gravy go cold.
The other turkeys respond with disgruntled gobbles. Interior, Turkey King's throne room, night. The room is vast and regal, adorned with intricate feather patterns and illuminated by the soft, ethereal glow of many torches. At the center, on an elevated platform, sits the Turkey King, majestic with a palpable aura of dominance. Elizabeth, burning with a mix of revenge and grief, stealthily enters the chamber.
For Samuel. For all of us.
Hidden in the folds of her dress, she pulls out a small bow and a single arrow, secretly crafted during her captivity. The Turkey King tilts his head, surveying the room with his large, observant eyes. He doesn't speak, but emits a deep, curious gobble, calling the attention of the other giant turkeys in the vicinity.
Justice is all I seek. For the lives you've stolen and the terror you've spread.
The Turkey King, not understanding her words, flares his feathers in a show of dominance and aggression.
We can coexist. There's no need for this.
Perceiving an opening, she quickly takes aim and releases the arrow. It flies true, piercing the Turkey King's eye. He lets out a loud, agonizing screech, causing an immediate commotion in the chamber. The other giant turkeys, alarmed by the attack on their leader, rapidly converge upon Elizabeth. Using the bow as a makeshift weapon, she tries to defend herself, but their sheer numbers quickly overwhelm her.
This isn't the end. Our spirit will rise.
The scene fades as Elizabeth, resolute in defeat, is surrounded and captured. Exterior, New World Forest, night. The forest is calm, a light breeze rustling the leaves, causing them to shimmer in the moonlight. Tall trees surround a small clearing where an indigenous man stands, looking contemplatively at the ground. In his hand, he holds a small ornate feather. The distant, muffled screams of the final pilgrims pierce the quiet of the night. The indigenous man closes his eyes, a deep sadness etched on his face. He remains still, listening, the weight of the choices made and the warnings unheeded heavy in the air. After a long moment, he places the feather on the ground as a silent tribute, turning away and fading into the shadows of the forest, leaving behind the haunting echoes of screams. Interior, Museum of Ancient History, night. The museum, a fusion of organic architecture and advanced technologies illuminated by soft bioluminescent glow. Displays contain remnants of Earth's ancient past. At the center stands a large glass case housing the fragile bones of the pilgrims. The display text reading, "Hairless apes, the lost species of the past." A cyber turkey, tall and majestic with shimmering metallic feathers and a sleek interface running along its body, slowly approaches the display. Its advanced optics zoom in to study the bones closely.
Is this me?
This is...
Oh. Wait, okay. Voice modulated potential. Such frail creatures. For years we've lived in harmony. But when the others came, what we learned from them, how did we allow our baser instincts to dominate?
It extends a cybernetic wing, finger-like extensions emerging, and activates a holographic panel. The museum's augmented reality system projects the scenes of the ancient world, the pilgrims settling, their initial interactions, and the horrifying end at the beaks of the giant turkeys. A model of an English vessel, the Mayflower, is suspended midair, surrounded by holographic water. The ship is being examined by giant turkey holograms, their talons holding tiny rolls of paper displaying ship schematics.
Oh boy, okay.
We do not have to do all this. It goes into an insane description. It told me the entire how the turkeys reverse colonized the entire world.
You want to just have me? There's 2 pages. Mine
Might
is
as
just
well do
Spanish.
it. You
Insane.
can't
Okay.
leave the audience one.
They decimated the hairless ape population in the New World, and in the face of scarcity, the capitalist drive of our ancestors sought to appropriate the apes' technologies. The seizing of these vessels represented the beginning of an expanse quest to accumulate resources and satisfy insatiable desire.
A diorama depicts a coastal English village. The scene is chaotic with cyber turkeys emerging from advanced sea vessels, their advanced optics scanning the terrified human population.
Armed with knowledge from the English ships and an insatiable hunger, the turkeys launched their first overseas invasion. Europe, with its dense population, was a prime target. Cities fell as the gobble of conquest echoed across the continent.
An intricate holographic map showcases major Asian landmarks like the Great Wall of China and the Taj Mahal. Cyber turkeys are seen flying over these monuments, with holographic arrows indicating their strategic invasion routes.
As Europe became a hunting ground, Asia's vast lands and diverse populations beckoned. From the deserts of the Middle East to the vastness of China, no region was spared. The turkeys utilized stealth, strategy, and superior technology to subdue these ancient civilizations. Trade routes and populous cities were overtaken, with the primary goal of seizing control over production and exploiting local labor forces.
An interactive map spins slowly, with marked regions lighting up. Africa, Australia, South America, and the polar ice caps. Scenes play out showing the Turkey conquest of these territories, including a standoff with Maasai warriors and turkeys navigating the icy landscapes of Antarctica.
Driven by capitalist motivations, the Turkey bourgeoisie expanded their reach, seeking new markets and labor forces to exploit. The Turkey's empire expanded, reaching the furthest corners of the earth. No climate was too harsh, no terrain too rugged. Their adaptability and cybernetic enhancements ensured success in every environment.
A solemn, dimly lit space with a giant turkey playing black and white footage of the earliest Turkey conquests. Scenes of destruction, fear, and hopelessness dominate. Cyber turkeys, including the earlier museum goer, are seen watching these scenes, expressions of sorrow evident. A smaller, less evolved turkey approaches, looking up with wider eyes.
Were we really that cruel, Elder?
Yes, young one, we were. But evolution and technology have given us the ability to understand, reflect, and learn from our past. As the great Turkey proletariat grew restless, guided by the writings of Turk Karl Marx, the weight of our imperialist past became clear. This display stands as a beacon of revolutionary thought, urging us to rise above our bourgeoisie roots and strive for a society of true equality and justice. Once, we were bound by base desires, as you've seen in these exhibits. But by understanding the tangible realities around us, we recognize the unsustainable nature of our capitalist pursuits.
And now?
Now we live in a Turk communist utopia. Technology serves as the collective, not individual greed. Resources are shared, ensuring each turkey receives according to its needs, not desires. The inequalities you see in these displays are relics of a bygone era. Materialism guided us to evolve beyond the trappings of self-interest, leading to the harmonious society we cherish today.
It's incredible to think about how far we've come.
Yes, and it's crucial we remember, so we continue forward, never backward. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their entrances and exits, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages.
The ghost of Samuel appears.
You said it, Cyber Turkey. And you can read more about it in the Bible.
The two turkeys stand side by side, looking at the ancient bones of Samuel, a testament to the pride of unchecked aggression and the hope for a more compassionate future. So,
This is madness.
there you go. I asked
Wow!
so it was basically like 2 strips where I did the that whole turkey being eaten, the people in this.
Yeah.
And then I asked it to do a turkey communist future.
Beautiful.
To analyze. And God, it went for it.
It really did. That was beautiful. You know, I was sensing a common theme throughout all of these. And
Turkey's revenge?
Pointing out how cruel we are to animals,
Yeah.
turkeys specifically around Thanksgiving. But I
Yeah.
like that was a through theme throughout all of ours.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, it was just like, mine was like vegan, you know, trying to eat tofu and all that philosophical debates, and then
Mine was about a turkey getting revenge and apparently having Navy SEAL skills that, it acquired.
It's true. Because this is what Thanksgiving makes us think about is turkey and philosophy. You're yelling at the table with your relative.
Yeah.
honestly,
We're just screaming over the carcass of this poor animal.
Poor bird.
yeah,
That most of it doesn't even get eaten.
yes,
Yeah.
it's true. A lot of waste,
A lot of waste.
a lot of suffering for our
But
meals.
I'm still going to eat it, so.
Well, you have fun. I'll stick to my tofu. Wow, thank you. That was beautiful, beautiful scripts.
They're getting better.
They are.
I think we're getting better too at the prompts and stuff like that.
being more specific.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
especially you go really specific, and it's great.
And guiding the
yeah,
stories more.
That's
Yeah.
what it needs, a roadmap.
It needs
You
a human
need to
hand,
tell
for
it.
sure.
It really does.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much, and thank you for watching our Thanksgiving edition of AI Theater. We will be back with more scripts in the future. So
So yeah.
have a good one. See you in the next video.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Look.